Hello, everyone. My name is Jordan Brandt, and I did a qualitative study of cross-cultural communication with international students. My emphasis being Brigham Young institutions, which are in Provo, Utah, Rexburg, Idaho, Oahu, Hawaii, as well as an online platform called BYU Pathway International. The purpose of this study was to examine Brigham Young University institutes, their efforts in accommodating international students' diverse cultural backgrounds. I wanted to gain a greater understanding about the students' perspectives about what is helpful and effective and what might be lacking or harmful. And I wanted to make cross-cultural communication strategy suggestions for BYU and other institutions that offer higher education for international students. I think where my study finds relevance and significance in strategic communications is expressed in this quote from Communication Theory, from the International Journal of Strategic Communication. This quote says, above all, communication concerns the process of meaning creation, questions concerning how people can create meaning psychologically, socially, and culturally, how messages are understood intellectually, and how ambiguity arises and is resolved. I think a lot of this is happening in the assimilation of international students, especially culturally, and I want to look at that ambiguity and how it could be resolved. So the broader conversation, there is research and studies regarding international student issues and some of their online learning options. There's been studies about the impacts of culture on learning behaviors and positive cross-cultural communication processes. But what my study adds is a more specific look at what a university institution is doing and what they could better be doing to accommodate the many international students that they recruit on all 4 different campuses. Some of the preliminary results from my in-depth interviews with international students were that international students are generally satisfied and feel supported in their educational endeavors. I found that language barriers were a theme in posing big problems in regards to communication. I found that international students don't really feel entitled to more support and accommodations. And then lastly, I noticed a theme of faculty and students receiving scarce to no cultural sensitivity training or preparation for successful cross-cultural communication. So some of my recommendations would be to provide more training for staff and students to bring awareness to those cultural differences and to increase mutual understanding. I would also recommend that classes test their resources and materials to ensure that they are available to all students, regardless of where they may be internationally. And lastly, I would recommend to continue to encourage and host culturally celebratory activities and events, because this seemed to increase belonging and diversity, which was appreciated among the international students that I interviewed. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and good luck with the rest of your final research projects.